If you can learn and understand the nature of existence, then you can heal your panic attacks. Now, if you're watching this video, you have become a typical alpha man. You have made money, you have gained status, but you're still scratching your head. Why is this happening to me? Why do I still hear racing thoughts in my head as soon as I wake up in the morning? Why do I still feel the dry sensation in my mouth? The reason why that happened is because you have become socially conditioned to view this universe as completely physical. In red pill industry and in manosphere and in this alpha male space, there's a villainization of social conditioning. But social conditioning goes beyond just making beta males in our society. Social conditioning also conditions every one of us into perceiving this universe as physical and material. And when you view this world as completely physical, what happens is there's a distance. There's a distance between this and this in a completely physical universe. What that also means is in a completely physical universe, there's a distance between you and the experience that you desire so much. And when there's a distance, there's a separation, there's a lack, you are bound to hustle your way into gaining whatever you want. You're bound to sweat, you're bound to bleed, you're bound to suffer in order to experience whatever you want. Whatever you want, maybe money, maybe status, whatever. You have learned how to hustle your way to success because you have become socially conditioned to view this universe as entirely physical. But the existence is not like that. The nature of existence is a very tapering one. What you can perceive through your sense organs here in this three-dimensional existence is the thickest part of existence, is the grossest part of the existence, is the thing that is the object of our sense organs. But beneath that, there's something subtle. There's only one spirit, actually. The universe is completely spiritual and mental. The reason why universe is spiritual is because in actuality, this whole existence is a play of one spirit. Maybe you can call it God or cosmic consciousness. And that one spirit has manifested itself into everything that you can perceive through your sense organs or you can calculate using scientific theories. That's the reason why universe is mental. That's spiritual. And the reason why universe is mental is because when you can write new programs in your subconscious mind, then you can directly communicate with that spirit, with that source energy, with that cosmic consciousness, and anything that you desire will actually come towards you. Now, you do not have to hustle your way in order to gain that object of desire. It will actually come towards you naturally. You can just relax. This is the deconditioning, unconditioning process. You have become socially conditioned up until this point. And it has done you good things. You have become a very successful person. When I was training to become a doctor in Nepal 4 years ago, I was socially conditioned too. I became a doctor. I have status in my society, but then I had a panic attack. And when you have panic attacks, then you're forced to look into the emotions that you have been holding on to. You're forced to look at the power of the human mind. You're forced to study consciousness, study the true essence of religion, spirituality. And usually, nobody talks about this. No one in the alpha male industry or hustle bro space actually talks about how this universe is completely spiritual and mental. And if you can learn, if you can understand this simple principle, then you do not have to be a hustle bro. You do not have to be a person afflicted with panic attacks, because what has happened is Because you have viewed this universe as a completely physical universe, you have hustled your way to success, and in that process, you have accumulated a lot of stress. You have felt a lot of negative emotions while climbing that ladder to success, and the body keeps score of all the emotions. Your body, as an unconscious mind, stores up all the emotions that you have felt up until this point. And because your body has stored all the negative emotions for a very long period of time, it has finally exploded. And now you have panic attacks. All because you viewed this world as a completely physical universe instead of perceiving this world as a spiritual and mental universe. And this is not me talking out of my ass. You can look into this philosophy of this principle of this truth even in the most respected journal of science. I think the journal Nature has this sentence written at the bottom of a very reputed article. The universe is completely mental and spiritual. Live and enjoy. The second thing that you must understand if you want to get completely over your panic attack is feeling is the secret of creating the life of your dreams. Now, this also goes just against whatever you have learned up until this point. You have discarded emotions. You have thought of emotions as something that only females embody. You were taught that emotions make you clouded in your judgment. You have villainized emotion. You have tried to become very logical while you are living your life. But a very prominent spiritual leader of 20th century, Neville Goddard, has written a whole book about this topic. Feeling is the secret. This universe, since it is spiritual, since it is made out of that one spirit, has all the possibilities that you can ever desire. That one spirit, that one source energy has all the possibilities of every experience that you can ever want to have. And through your feelings, through the elevated emotions of joy, gratitude, and empowerment, you can send a magnetic charge to that source energy and draw the experience that you want to have. So do not forget these two things. Universe is mental and spiritual, and feeling is the secret of living the life of your dreams, including the experience of becoming completely free from panic attacks. Now, based on these two principles, there are three meditative steps in order to completely change your life, in order to relax, in order to imagine and send out a proper intention of what you want to the source energy and draw that experience back to you through the cultivation of elevated emotions of joy, gratitude, and empowerment. The first step of this three-step meditation process is Yoga Nidra. I have a link on the description box down below on how to properly do Yoga Nidra, so check that out. Right now, you're watching me on a phone or a tablet or a computer, and you're producing beta waves in your brains. When you do Yoga Nidra meditation, your brain starts to produce slow, coherent, beautiful alpha waves and theta waves. Alpha waves helps your brain to visualize things clearly. It helps your brain to become very creative with its imagination. And when your brain is producing theta waves, the door between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind is wide open. Your conscious mind helps you to imagine things, and your subconscious mind is the deeper mind, is the mind that needs to be changed, is the mind that needs to be impressed with positive mental imagery and feelings so that your life, so that your physical reality will change. And under theta waves, this can happen very easily. When your brain is producing theta waves, you become very suggestible to your own visualization. You will be able to accept your visualization, believe your visualization, and surrender to whatever you have imagined in your visualization as if it is the truth. So the first step is relaxation through yoga nidra. Now, the second step is visualizing. Imagine, now you start to imagine that you are already the person that you desire to become, and you're already doing the things that you want to do. So start to imagine that you're a calm, happy, relaxed, joyful, empowered version of yourself. And start to imagine what are the things you're going to do in your world now that you have become this upgraded version of yourself. Are you going to talk to people in a very confident manner without having this thought in your head, oh my God, when am I going to have another panic attack again? Start to visualize that. Start to visualize that you are now going to the places and events that previously used to trigger your panic attacks. And now visualize that you are confidently talking to people with your chest out. You can notice in your visualization that your breathing rate has slowed down. You can imagine that you're taking your pulse rate and it is just 70. It's probably 100 plus right now if you're inflicted with anxiety and panic attacks. Provide all the sensory vividness to your imaginary scenario. Right now, if you're avoiding coffee and stimulating agents because you're inflicted with panic attacks, start to smell the aroma of coffee and drink coffee in your imaginary scenario and say to yourself, oh my God, finally, I have healed my panic attacks and finally I can drink coffee again. Right now, if you're avoiding dating, start to date amazing, romantic, wonderful partner in your visualization. Start to touch their hair, start to kiss them, start to smell their perfume, start to hear them compliment you on how powerful, on how peaceful of a human being you are. Start to say to your friends and family, guys, you do not have to worry about me anymore. I don't go to therapy sessions. I don't buy anxiety medications. I do not have anxiety and panic attacks anymore. I'm completely fine. And start to hear your friends and family say to you, oh my God, you're so peaceful and so relaxed these days. Your outlook on life has completely changed. What's your secret? Maybe start to teach your friends and family about this wonderful secret in your imaginary scenario. Whatever you have imagined in this visualization scenario needs to signify to your subconscious mind that now you have actually upgraded to a different version of yourself. Now you're living a life free from panic attacks. Now everything in your life is wonderful. When you do that and provide all the sensory vividness to your imaginary scenario, your brain starts to lose its distinguishing ability between what an imagined act is and what an experience that you have in this three-dimensional reality is. So start to take advantage of this wonderful property of your brain. Your brain will start to create neural networks that reflect like whatever you have imagined is actually happening to you in real time. How cool is that? Now the third step is mental rehearsal. Start to mentally rehearse this imaginary scenario over and over and over again. With enough mental rehearsal, these neural networks become hard, set, and permanent. And they are going to send a rush of chemicals down your body. These chemicals are going to create feelings in your body. Feelings that are equivalent to whatever you have imagined. You have imagined that you are now a completely upgraded version of yourself who is free from panic attacks and whose life is wonderful. So, of course, you are going to feel the equivalent emotions of joy, gratitude, empowerment, and confidence. We have this stupid idea, especially in Red Pill, that in order to feel joy, in order to feel gratitude, we need to await success or healing or some form of validation from the external reality. But no, when you are creating your life from this wonderful human imagination, by understanding these two principles, that the universe is immaterial and feeling is the secret, the first thing that you must do is embrace the emotions of your imagination. When you start to embrace the emotion of your imagination, your healing begins. That is the moment your panic attack will start to disappear. Now, the only thing that you need to get really good at is being able to sustain these elevated emotions of joy, gratitude, empowerment. Because right now, you can just sustain the emotion of anxiety, worries, and concern for no reason. Nothing in your life needs to happen for you to feel this emotion of anxiety. Because what you have done for a very long period of time is practice imagining the worst case scenarios of your life and consciously or unconsciously embrace the emotion of those imaginary scenarios. Now, I have given you the tools, this 3-step tool, to just do the opposite. Start imagining the best possible case of your life and start to embrace the emotion of that imaginary scenario. And I have already told you, and even Neville Goddard, who is a Western spiritual teacher of 20th century, said that feeling is going to breathe life into your imaginary scenario. With these elevated emotions, all your visualization will start to materialize into your 3-dimensional experience. How cool is that? But it's not even about giving life to your visualization. You now have a very strong tool to just feel the emotion of gratitude, joy, empowerment, happiness on command without any validation from the external world. Please use this in order to completely change your life. And when you do that, all of your visualization will come to you in a very unexpected manner, because that is the way of your subconscious mind. It is going to give you everything that you have visualized and felt, but it is going to happen in the most unexpected manner. So the only thing that you must do is embrace the emotions of your desired imagination, and you will change your life. You will completely overcome your panic attacks. So the first thing that you should not do right now after watching this video is give power, give attention to the external circumstances, because I've already told you that your external circumstance, that your external physical reality is just an extension of your own mind. It's just a maya, it's just an illusion, it's just a projection from your subconscious mind. Your state of mind is bad, your state of subconscious mind is negative, so of course you are going to attract all the negative circumstances towards you. So if you start to give attention to external negative circumstance, you are going to impress more negative feelings, more negative mental imagery in your mind, in your deeper mind, in your subconscious mind, and more tragic circumstances will be coming towards you. It's a vicious cycle. You need to break free of this cycle by realizing that all of this external circumstance, all of your external physical reality is a maya, is illusion. It's just a projection from your subconscious mind. So only pay attention to your state of mind. Close your eyes, make your inner experience of thoughts, feelings, mental imagery real, so real that your state of mind starts to elevate, that your state of mind begins to upgrade, that you start to feel happy, joyful, empowered, confident, and grateful simply by using your mind in these 3 meditative steps. So, I have already told you in so many of my videos on how to completely overcome your panic attacks. But if you still feel like you cannot do it alone, then I have my Gmail or my WhatsApp, my Telegram, my Viber, all linked in the description box down below. So message me and then we can get started right away. I will provide you one-to-one online coaching. Remember, sky is the limit once you truly know how to relax, imagine correctly, and feel the emotions of your desired imagination correctly. Right now, if you know anyone in your life who is completely suffering from anxiety, mental health, panic attacks, and who is just destroying his life because of all these red pill teachings, send them this video and save their life. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.